Hey everybody, this is Prince, and I am doing my 7-month check-in since my husband Domonic Prince passed February 11th of this year. And so it has been, like I always say this, it goes by fast and it's went by very slowly. Like, it really feels like it just happened and that it happened years and years ago. So as far as my update, not a lot has happened, but this is the first time that I actually can feel like a difference in how things were and how things are. And I say that because I don't have as many triggers. And you know, this year has really forced me to come to terms with how strong my faith is, to really take a good look at who I am and all the things that I can endure, and really to believe in myself. Like, you have no idea how much esteem is important when you're battling depression. Like, true esteem, when you say that I can do it, I am important, I'm dope, like, I'm gonna get through this and I'm gonna be fine, this is just temporary. That became my daily mantras, and you'll see me reference this in other videos, how important it is to be able to lift yourself up. And I'm not gonna lie, through a lot of this journey, I have had certain methods, I guess you would call them self-medication, whatever, but you know, tried alcohol wasn't working, not to the point of being an alcoholic, but really feeling like, oh my god, I had such a rough day, I want to take a drink, and then realizing, yeah, this drink is not going to make me feel better. I actually have more fun when I'm in a better mood, and then when I drink, you know, I'm like social drinking, so that's different, at least for me. Anyway, you know, you do the smoking, you do all the things, and you try to figure it out. When you get down to the bare bones of it, it really comes down to how you speak to yourself and how your mind working. It's really a mind game. Like, all this stuff is a mind game. I would even compare it to, not that I know what that's like, but I would compare it to what it's like for maybe like Olympians training. Like, it's a mind game, like, to really be able to zone in and focus on the thing that you're supposed to be doing. And my main task this year has been improving myself and making sure that I keep myself aware and happy and productive. This week has kind of been a little bit rough because the energy was so, like, I'm so sensitive to energies now, literally so sensitive. So if someone comes around me and they have a lot of, like, I can feel it, I'm like, girl, what's wrong with you? I can't even deal with that stuff nowadays. So, like, it's more rare now that I actually go out and hang out with the same people that I hung out with before. Like, I love my sisters, I love all my friends, like, my family has been so great, but literally it's very hard for me because I am an open wound still. So when things happen, when people do things to me that hurt my feelings, when I don't, you know, agree with something, or just, you know, whatever may happen that is not necessarily a good thing, I definitely take it internally. I take it so much harder than I used to, and so that's why I find myself limiting the amount of interactions that I have with people, because I know that that's how I'm going to respond. And you know, I've been so blessed to be able to have people who understand what I'm going through, who get it, who like try not to give me too many triggers. I have to say though, going into month 7, something that still bothers me that maybe some of you guys might not even know, and I don't even know if I've addressed this in other videos, I hate it when y'all tag me and stuff with Domonic. Like pictures and like old like little stuff that y'all like, you see it and you guys are like, oh, that's so sweet. I absolutely hate it. I've never said that it bothered me. I don't feel like I've said it bothers me until now, because I thought that I would get over it, but it's never easy. I hate seeing his picture and you guys' like profile pictures. Like, I'm being honest, I'm just telling you, it bothers me so much because it forces me to see him and to know he's not there. I don't know how you guys respond to it. That's on you. I'm not telling you have to take it down. I'm just telling you how I feel about it, because this is my update and this is my video and I get to say what I want. But seeing pictures of him, people tagging me in things that he said or that he did, and like little stuff like that, is a trigger. It's such a trigger for me, because I'm like, oh God. And I just know that it's never ending. I know that it's always just going to be a thing, and that's fine. But a part of me does kind of feel like y'all will stop. Like, because like, you know, it's kind of like I was married to him. Like, I get it. And that when y'all tag me, it's an unexpected trigger. But then at the same time, if you guys do it, I'm not going to be pissed off at anybody. I'm really just going to internalize and deal with it how I always do. And one day maybe I'll get over it. But really, I just had to get that off my chest. That bothers me so much. I hate it. I hate it when the Facebook memories pops up. It has some picture from our wedding that somebody decided to share again, or like some random party, because we were always throwing parties that we did, and somebody said, like, you know, that it just kind of sucks for me a little bit. And you know what, I actually imagine that it's like that for people who have gone through a divorce, that they have to live through that painful memory. So that's why I reiterate, if you keep doing it, I'm really not going to bug out. I'm just telling you that right now it's just a little hard for me. Other updates, I think I have done a pretty good job of getting better over my depression. I have definitely improved. Stopped traveling for a while now, thinking about going back to work, but we'll see what my therapist says. Yeah, just trying to focus on the energy. I'm sorry I keep saying so much. I'm really trying to think. Like, my brain, whenever I start filming these, it gets like crazy, so then I forget stuff. Dating is fine, I guess. I'll just give you an update about that because I've said it in other videos before. So dating is not as bad. I've definitely improved my perspective about it, but like I said, we'll see. Yeah, just LA guys are hilarious. Y'all are hilarious. I hope to one day leave LA because this is not a place for families. Not for me. Y'all, everybody stay where you at. But for me, LA is not conducive to having productive family that I would like to have. Again, not ragging on anybody else's lifestyle. Do what you want to do. But for me, for what I have in mind, this is not the place. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. I'll give you guys an update about that, of course. What else? Yeah, I mean, I've got the clothing line, Body Loves Cake, which I may have mentioned in another video. That's going well. Hopefully launch this website soon. This has been such a pain in the butt, but such a great distraction. As a widow, starting a business has been one of the best things I could have done because it's really helped put my mind in another place that I needed, like a passion project. But this is just, it's become such a great thing for me, like a just different level of medicine. So that's been good. You know, living close to my parents was a blessing too, because, you know, it helped me to kind of have adult training wheels, as I like to say. That has been such a blessing, like them being able to just like take care of me and cook for me and just the things that I needed at the time. You know, as far as my timeline of 7 months, if I could just give you a quick overview emotionally of what that looks like. So maybe you in your grieving, you know, and I hate to say to compare, but to just let you know that like everybody goes through their shit. Like me, 7 months of every month that passed losing my husband, the first month was dark. Can't even quite remember everything that happened. I just remember crying a lot, wailing a lot, falling to the floor a lot, couldn't really eat, couldn't really sleep, very dark. Every time I closed my eyes, I would see the hospital. Just lots of flashbacks, lots of triggers, didn't really go anywhere, not really. Just the first month is black. I know that I did things, but I can't remember everything in order. Second month is still very dark, not as black. Still very triggering. Sometimes I'm fine and then I'll flip. We did some traveling, but it was tough. Lots of crying. Third month, a little bit better. I think I had started like talking to a guy at that point, but it didn't really matter because, you know, that was a training wheel. Like the guy that I was talking to at the time was purely used as a crutch for me to have someone to check in with every day. He called me every single day and we talked every single day, and that was so good for me because it just helped me to have that bit of normalcy. Like it just put me on the right track. He was definitely not a person that I you know, we would have worked out with long term, but he was a good guy. He just wasn't a guy for me. That was pretty much all it really was. Past that fourth month, you know, still kind of trying to get the hang of like living life and being normal. That's tough. Not as much crying. You know, these last few months have been very similar. Some things have popped up and happened, but overall it's been better. I've been able to just control myself a lot better. and try to just be a productive citizen again. That's the goal. So yeah, I don't know. I'm coming out of an emotional week, so this video is not as energetic as maybe the last one was. But you know, I did the update. That's what matters. I wanted to do it a day early because I know September 11th is tomorrow, even though tomorrow is the exact 7-month mark, but I didn't, you know, want to conflict with September 11th remembrance as much. So yeah, so that is my update. Again, if you guys have questions, let me know. I know some people had asked some questions about like who was being mean to me. That doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Like, I know that the things that have happened to me, people that have done really weird, terrible, strange, like stuff to me, even my daughter telling me she hates my guts. You'll have to reference another video to get what I'm talking about with that. But long to short is, after my husband passed, his family disconnected themselves from me. My daughter says she hates me and doesn't want to see me, which was technically my stepdaughter, but I've known her whole life. And I get that, and I don't hold it against her, and I still love her, and she could call me tomorrow and I would forgive her. And I mean, there is no forgiving. Like, it is what it is. Like, I get that there's grieving and everybody grieves differently, and that's definitely something that I've learned. Is like, I don't even remember half the things that I said to people within the first 3 months of Dom passing. Can't remember. My brain is just, nope, there's just certain things that just don't fit. Your memory, when you suffer a hard loss or any type of like serious tragedy like that, PTSD is real. Your brain does not work the same way. It's almost like you like overdosing on a strong drug. Don't know what that's like because I've never overdosed, but I've heard it's a drug. Like, your brain does not behave the same way it did. I don't know if my brain will ever behave the same way that it did before. Like, I have trouble sometimes speaking because my brain is not really working the way that it used to, and so my mouth can have I have a tendency to stutter. Listen to what just happened. I tried to speak and it didn't work. You know, and I also get anxious. I get nervous. I get, you know, just strange things happen, and it just makes me behave in a certain way. But seriously, it's a real thing. So I say all that to say that it takes a while when you're getting over grieving and when you're dealing with such a heavy loss. And that applies to anything. It's not just death. It could be, you know, going through a rough divorce. It could be being fired from a company you worked at for a very long time. Any of those things can trigger a similar type of reaction. So to all my PTSD warriors out there, I know that some of you guys have it so much worse than me, and I just pray that you guys can find like the help that you need to get to the place that you want to be. Because I'm dealing with my own stuff. You know, I've got my therapy. They try to give me medications all day long. But, you know, you deal with it and you try to move on and you try to grow. So I hope this update was good for you guys. I'm going to end with saying one thing, hopefully one thing that I remember about Dom that was my favorite. Dom was such a nerd, so you guys know that. Dom was a super nerd. One of my favorite things that we used to do was we used to make salsa. We had figured out like how to make our own salsa, so we could like add like more jalapenos. He loved onions and garlic, so like we would add like so much onion and garlic. One time we like put way too much and it was so gross. It was like so gross, and I was like, no, you eating it. And he like ate the whole thing. So disgusting. But yeah, we would like make salsa together. We make like guacamole. Like, that was our like thing. One Christmas we actually handed out homemade salsa. I don't know who of y'all got those. I don't really know. I don't remember. But yeah, I loved us cooking together. That was always fun. I would put on some records Sunday mornings and make breakfast, you know, stuff like that. Like, cooking was always such an important part of our household. And that was just always so important to our family, you know, teaching Sasha how to cook. And she really thought she was doing some stuff, making that ramen. But we all did, though, low key. Like, back in the day when you made your ramen and you felt like you had the hack to making your ramen, nobody could tell you nothing. You'd be like, nah, ma, I got this. And you like put the noodles in, and you drain the noodles fast, and then you put the seasoning in and mix. Like, everybody thought that they had their own recipe, but there's literally only like 2 ways to make ramen. Like, it doesn't get any better, really. It's just ramen. It is what it is. But I was so proud of her. I was like, go ahead, girl, you better make that ramen. Hey, it is what it is. Maybe she'll open a ramen store in the future, since all these other people are making all this money off of ramen. Okay, my story's done. I'm done. This video seemed like it's way too long. I love all of you guys. I appreciate all the support, everything you've done. Again, if y'all have questions, please ask me anything, because my hope is that these videos help people, that they help people deal with their grief, that it helps them deal with their sadness, their PTSD, their depression, whatever it is. Like, just ask me. You know, one day I hope to be able to be that voice for people who go through things. I don't think we talk about these types of things enough in our society. Like, people die every day. And for most of those people, they leave behind a lot of people that are hurting. A lot of people. So how do we operate? Do we ignore it? Do we just keep carrying on every single day? That's what we do? Like, that's the goal? Is that we just cover it up and pretend like it doesn't exist? That's why so many of us are in so much pain. That's why we're so medicated. That's why we can't get our relationships together, because we're not being honest. Hey, if you ever know anything about me, I am all about trying to be as honest as I can. I really can hurt some feelings, though. I'm working on that. I'm a Sagittarius. I can't help it. I would just tell you, and I'll just be like, why you mad, though? Sorry. But, actually, sorry, not sorry. That's just... But I say all that to say that we just need to take care of ourselves and each other. And if we don't address the pain that we feel on a daily basis from life, and also the things that are creating the pain, like where's the pain coming from? If we don't address those things, we're just going to keep being in big trouble. That's how it's going to go. So, all right, I'm done talking. I love you guys. I hope you have a great weekend if you're watching this over the weekend or whenever. And yeah, just be awesome and be happy. Focus on that. All right, bye.